Hello. Hi. Welcome to MyGigsters, an exclusive podcast for everything about gig work. And if you're listening here for the first time, welcome on board. I'm your host. My name is Benjamin. I also happen to be the CEO and founder of MyGigsters. And in this podcast, we talk everything about the gig economy and things that you need to know how to become more financially secure and smarter in your own freelancing or in gig work. In today's episode, I have got a really nice person to join, my good friend, partner, and an expert in what he does. Based in South Australia, a popular person across the startup field. Let me give you a quick background. So, welcome on board, Saki. Saki Jameson has been part of the accounting world
Yes.
for decades now,
Yes.
and he owns and drives the company called the total.com.au, which is a very well-fledged accounting firm across the country.
Yeah.
You've been in operation for many years now, and you serve a lot of thousands of clients. And welcome on board.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting. So, as a Benjamin, I've been in the industry for the last so many years. It's nearly around going to be 15 years.
Wow, nice.
Yes, it's 15 years in Australia, but then in India, I started as an assistant accountant in an organization in India. Then I joined an organization called U regional. It's a organization which is into foreign exchange. It's
Got
called
it.
it's called Unimoney. I rose to the position of the regional manager. Then Axis Bank. Then into an organization IFCO where I created the entity for them.
Nice.
So later on I came when from India I went to Europe. I was in Europe for a year.
Nice.
It's in Ireland, Republic of Ireland. And then I came here. Australia, I was worked initially. I worked in DHL. It's in logistics and supply chain. Then I studied here and finished my IPA. I got a public practice now. Been in industry for the last 15 years.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, a wide range of experience with logistics into banking, into foreign exchange. There are a bit of things there, and now I'm into a bit of there with Benji. It's into AI, a bit of space. So there are bits and pieces about me.
Very nice. And I know the total business is also part of a global conglomerate, the Flyworld Group,
Yes.
and they not only do this, they are into migration,
Yeah.
travel, tourism.
My vision for Total is like a supermarket.
Nice.
Okay. So when a migrant comes to Australia, they need many things. The first one thing would be a TFN number or ABN.
Correct.
I can help them to get it. Okay. Before coming to Australia, if you are any part of the world, you need if you wish to be a part of the Australian society, you wanted to know how you can come here. It's called the migration laws. I'm a part of an entity called Flyworld Migration. It's into we are into many things.
Yes.
It's not only into migration. We are into business lawyers. We are into Flyworld money. We are into travel. We are into overseas education.
Nice.
So it's a big economy. We got offices in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, UK, Middle East. We got people working from India. Around 90 people are working from India. So my intention, as I was talking, my intention of creating this was to see when a migrant comes to India, come to Australia, you need a APN or TFN number to correct. Yeah. So once he is there, I can help him with creating that. Second thing, once you are here, he wants to move into a PR, permanent resident. You need an advice for his migration. You got a migration lawyer there. Say you are coming with a business. You need a business lawyer to set up the contracts and review. You got FCL lawyers there.
Correct. Nice.
You wanted to travel.
You got travel there.
We got travel there. We got overseas. If you students are coming to Australia to study, we got overseas education division there. And you want to send money. Once you get up a job, you want to send money from here to outside. We got Reserve Bank of Australia licensed Flyworld money.
Nice.
So we got home loan division. All these things we got. So when before what happens was that when a client comes to my office, they need to go to different places to get the service.
Correct. Now they
Okay.
don't have to.
Yes.
Got that connection.
Yeah,
inside.
we got,
Yes.
you come to my office, even wealth management or these things. If you come to my office, I do business taxation
Yes.
and business advisory. So all these things are there apart from auditing. I don't have the license, so I don't have. But apart from that, everything is there. So it's
Yes.
like a supermarket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I wanted to unpack the first question, which is obviously what my audience also
yeah.
wanted to talk about. Is you as an accountant, what have you seen in the last few years? In the last, especially in the last 5 years, there has been an increased surge of people trying to do different jobs.
Yes.
Whether it is a digital job, whether it is a side hustle or a part-time job, but we are seeing people trying to do more than one job.
Yes.
We're also trying to see people trying to do jobs across the world. You
Yes.
could be sitting in Melbourne, where and Adelaide, where we are right now, and you could be working for a client in the US.
Yes.
Um, what do you? What's your view about this?
See, I'll take one point from your thing while you are speaking. See, last 5 years, I'll tell you why last 5 years. I'll tell you after the COVID, how the people working in the world has changed. One point I would rather point out is the work from home. That culture has come into existence maybe after, before COVID was there, but the the span or the number of people working from home has increased after the COVID.
Correct.
And also, when a person comes to Australia, the initial intention was to create they want to be stable. So the options in front of them is the gig workers.
Yes.
Gig work, whatever, even if it's delivery or whatever, there are different varieties there. So that makes their life flexible, because initially when you come to Australia, what happens is that they will have their kids there, they have to study there, all this has to be,
Yes.
it has to be managed. So, and at the same time you have to pay your bill.
Correct.
That is where the gig works helps you. You got the convenience. And if I give you an example, if any of the delivery app or any of the ride share, or there are different varieties there, you can start it and finish it on their
Correct.
your convenience. So
Whenever you want.
whenever you want.
Yes.
So that has increased, and that too in different sectors
Yes.
has increased tremendously for the last 5 years.
Yep.
So with that, the number of people also working like that has increased. So for them, that is a drastic difference, because previously people used to go to the office every day and sit there, but this one has helps them to be manage their house and manage their work
Yes. Yes.
easily. Yeah, how it's related to accounting, I'll tell you, it's a bit complicated, as well as because when they work in multiple fields, because there is no restriction there, you
Correct.
even
Yes.
yeah. So the legal compliance you needed to take care has to be is different. Say for example, if you're also working on work from home, okay, the legal compliance, the record keeping of working from home has changed.
Yes.
Okay, and say for example, if you are doing a ride share, has to report income
Correct.
every quarter. They don't have that restriction.
Yes.
Even if it's $1,
They just have
they have to report it. So when it comes to the new people who comes in, they are not, some of them are not aware of it.
Correct.
Okay, they might come to know about it when they, maybe when they do your annual tax return, only they will be able to know, oh, do I needed to do it or not. That questions comes in. But
Many people actually, I was one of them.
yeah,
You go to the end of the financial year, and the accountant says, "Oh, Benji, you need to pay $4,000." But
yes.
I need to pay $4,000. Yes,
So,
because it's not like your PAYG where the employer has already paid for
yes,
you. You have to pay now.
that's right. So
So
the see that sort of things people are not
aware.
aware, because nowadays, after the incident, maybe after my Gigsters related apps comes in, that makes a life easy for them. Even I was as an accountant, traditional accountant. If I keep it, I'll give a term traditional accountant. If I say it was a traditional accountant, which I used to take around maybe the half an hour to create a bar, we use an app, my
Yeah.
Gigsters app.
Yes.
can be done in 5 to 10 minutes. The system the system picks it up. You give the bank statement to them. The app picks up the incomes and expenses, and you got the flexibility to check whether that particular incomes belongs to that income itself or not. Or not, or is it coming from that particular? Yeah, there's just a transfer or not. And you can even if it is say, for example, I'll give an example about fuel expenses. The whole fuel expense might not be business. Correct. No, you got that flexibility to arrange. You have to say about 60% business, 70% or 30%, 40% personal. So all these can sitting, and that too sitting at their home at their convenience. I talking about this growth and this you highlighted the point about this is a new and fast evolving space, very convenient for people, but also in the last 5 years we're seeing more types of gig workers coming. Yes. And I also see there's a pattern, and you probably know ATO is catching up. Yes. But I think at least in the last 2 3 years, ATO Yes. has been constantly saying, okay, we are going to put some systems in place for the gig economy world, digital platforms, sharing economy, whether you are an Airbnb host. So that is something called, there is something called data matching. Correct. Yes. Okay. Yes. So they match the data. The ATO has, or the Australian Taxation Office has the system to find your data. I'll use the same ride share because the common people can relate it very Yes. easily. So the data from the ride share company goes to the ATO directly. Yes. Okay, they has the person's name, how much they are made, everything is there. And if you don't declare it to the ATO, that's where how they catch it. Simple as that. Yes. Okay. Yes. So even if it's multiple ways you are, and if you say, for example, you are working in three ways of doing it, three gig workers, okay, and you don't declare it one of them, you'll get a notice from the ATO. Correct. Does that mean that it becomes even more important for the individual to keep track of their income and expenses? Definitely, yes. Because now government knows. Yeah. You can't hide right. Now. Yeah, yes. Yeah. See, in another few years time, see the government itself is spending money to avoid tax avoidance, or spending money to this tax avoiding people. So there, even if you look at the budget last time, a substantial amount of money is been given to the ATO. Correct. Because that they are building up systems. Okay, in few years time, it is very easy for the ATO to tell, see, this you haven't you declared this and this A and B, you didn't declare C. $5 is not declared. Yeah, $5 is not. And I'll tell you, honestly, I'll tell you, there was a client of mine 2 years ago. He forgot to declare $1.36 for his interest, and he got a notice. It's Yes. Legal compliance is important. I'll tell you, irrespective which is $1 or $2 or whatever it is, but it's a part of, we are a part of the society. How to pay, you have to pay our own portion of, but we can do when you have a app like this. So you are what is it called, tax planning. Correct. You brought me this keyword, tax planning, very something that in MyGigsters we constantly tend to educate our customers is tax lodgement. It's a straightforward exercise. You earn this much, you spend this much. Yeah. If it's claimable, the ATO agrees with it. Yeah. Then you pay a tax based on that. Yes. Minus, right? Yeah. But that is fine. But often people don't prepare themselves for that. That's right. Especially like me, who gets surprised. Oh, I got $4,000 there when I go for it. Um, how do you see as your accountant in your experience? I think even to a large extent, even businesses, small Yes. businesses also don't keep GST Yes. planning and tax That's right. planning, and they come and like, oh, where do I get the money? Yeah. And what is your advice to these? Most of the thing, when especially new people comes in, they are not aware of the deduction. If I take a simple ITR return, okay, Yes. I'll take it from. I'll give you other example as well, but let's talk about the ITR. See, each and every occupation has a list of deductions there. Okay, most of the people doesn't know about it. Doesn't know about it. Yes. So it's always better to go and speak to an accountant. He will guide you it's called that process is called tax planning. He will tell you, are you working in what all fields you are working. Okay, he will tell you. I am working in 3 places. Okay, it might be one in a restaurant, other one in a different in maybe in a factory, maybe in third in an office. If you're working in multiple places at the same time, you can simple example car related expense. People might not know it. Okay, that's a deduction you can claim if you're traveling to the same early morning. You are working in one place, evening you are working in the second place, company A to company B. You keep a logbook. Education, that is education, related anything related to related to your work, you can. And most common mistakes students normally make with the people who come here for, there is something called tax free threshold. That is a major mistake that most people does. They will be working in multiple places. Okay, and then put taxes everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. And what happened? That is what happened to you. Okay, so you can claim tax-free threshold is up to 18,000. You don't need to pay the tax, so you have to claim S only in one place. You can work 100 places in Australia. That's now a restriction. But 18,000. These are simple things, but then the people are not aware of it. These, if you can, so that people are aware of it, you will save on anything. Even if you're filing the PAT, there are GST free expenses as well. You don't know what can be claimed. Okay, and so that is something has helps, even especially when it comes to an app like this. You go in there, it will tell you, yeah, this is these are the expense you might be able to claim. Okay, how much it will ask you. Say for example, the same question like the car. You got this much fuel expenses there. How much is your personal use? Okay, you studied. Did you study for the? Is it related to your job? And you also provided evidence. Are you working from home? You might be able to claim these things. So these things, and that too with at the convenience. I'll tell you the most convenience it's make this app makes it more convenient. The technology makes it more convenient for you, sitting at your home. At their convenience. Okay, rather than even you didn't need to come to the accountant. So once the work, if once you upload it, you would you fix all the things, and then it will come for a review with the accountant. Okay, then accountant have an official review of that, and the accountant will tell you, help you. Say when you see that they can even tell you next time, please do this. Can I ask you, and you can be as blunt as possible? Yes. As an accountant, when you get a customer who is, MyGigsters users maybe, who have come prepared, versus a customer walks in one day before the due date, like Saki, as an accountant, what is your, how do you feel? You obviously, what is some of the frustrations that you get when I'll give you honest reply. Most of the cases, it will be they won't be planned. Okay. Most of the cases they come, even if we send a repeated reminder, they will come on the last day or the couple of days ago. When you see if it's only one or two, it's easy for us. Okay. But then if it's multiple people, we have to legally, if the due dates are there, you have to comply. Then you will end up paying penalty. But that is where you get benefit. If there is a person who comes with all the records and everything planned, the work which can be completed in maybe in 5 minutes. And you have more time for advisory. Yeah. That's one more advantage when it comes to using the app. You are MyGigsters, because that's what I was trying to tell you. See, when you have the incomes there, expenses there, the client has already done it, and at the end, the accountants review it. But then I can see what he has done for the last financial year. Okay, then based on that, I can tell him, see, you do this, you will get this. Okay, you spend money. You say, for example, let's talk about the education. And I'll give an example of a nurse. Okay, a nurse is working. He's specialized in wound management. Okay, so what happened is that two benefits are there. Once it is, if it's a nurse, she can claim it as a deduction. Second thing, when you specialize in a field, she's actually started getting a better pay rate. Okay, so and that deduction, you can 100% deductible expense. Okay, there are two dimensional things. That two ways they are benefited.
Yes.
So you are getting next financial year. So those sort of advices we can give to them.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and say for example, if you buy a laptop, you
So,
can.
quickly on that one, what you're trying to say in layman terms is even there are expenses that can be planned expenses that can actually be 100% deductible, which will in turn help your career or your
Yes.
profession forward. So instead of doing any expense,
Yes.
and then by working with an accountant or being prepared allows you to, okay, if I do this course, I'll get an extra $10,000 salary, but also this course is tax deductible. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, there is something. I'll give you a different example because that will help you to understand it better. That is called super. You
Yeah.
can pay a personal super contribution.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
That if you, it's a personal super contribution, additional super contribution, if you make it subject to certain conditions, but
Yes.
if you can do that, you'll save on tax at the
Correct.
end.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and that is to a long term thing. So
Yes.
if you the money goes to your super at the when you are going for in your age when you get pension, you'll get that money back. At the same time, you are getting a benefit out of it during
Because
that.
you're not paying tax for that. Let's say you put extra $200 per month on that,
So there
that's
are
2,400. No tax for the 2,400.
so that is also there. There are certain subject to condition. I'll
Oh,
tell
yes,
you.
yes,
But yeah,
yes.
but even then, so there those sort of things. Even if you go to the, I'll give you a business example as well. Business example, you can actually, if you go for a business advisory, we can actually benchmark your expenses. See, you are in a particular industry. We have a benchmark for particular industry. We'll compare it. So overhead cost is for your entity it is 20%.
Mm.
Maybe the the standard for the industry may be 10. You'll tell the client, see, other similar entities with your similar income
Yeah.
have this much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. The benefit is when you go for a valuation or something, the entity goes for a valuation and the valuator look at this one. Or if you go for a loan, okay, funding, these factors will go into your system. Okay, those sort of advice, because whenever I see my intention to be to partner with you was that, see, I save on time. Okay, I am using my time productively. See, the basic work of the figures and things, I can advise the client.
Yes.
See, Mr. Benji, you do this next year. For maybe it might be for the same income, you might get a better return.
Better return. Yes.
Okay, use you A B C D, and you will get this much money back. Okay, and
Uh,
you will reduce the tax.
Thanks for sharing. So you've given a lot of, I wanted to probably put those into three points.
Yeah.
I think for the benefit of the users, keeping a track of your income and expenses is really important.
Yes.
Not only 8 years now
Yes.
knowing everything,
Yeah.
but you knowing that definitely helps your tax position,
Yes.
but also helps you to better plan for your taxes,
Yes.
the opportunity to reduce it.
Yeah.
And number two is also understanding or connecting with an accountant to understand what is deductible, what is not, and be able to plan it
Yes.
in advance.
Yes.
Gives you that benefit.
Yeah, that's right.
And what I wanted to also ask you, this is around the piece where many you brought this point, and you're not the only person who said
Yeah.
this. I've spoken to many accountants,
Yes.
and they often say these users are, they're lazy. They don't come to us before the due date. Some of them come after the due date.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and how can we? What is that one tip or trick, or what is that you can tell to them that okay, they can implement today, and as a result they'll be better? What is that one thing that you can do?
See, I'll tell you. See, simple example. There is an app there where you can actually rate your app there, where you can actually scan and keep
Correct. Yes.
receipt there.
My detection.
Yeah,
Yes.
my deductions. Or else, if you do all the transactions within the bank, okay, bank, yeah, this thing is considered as a
Yes.
yeah. That is one other thing. Then I think if you come with a job, my Kickstarter, it's even if you come in the last day also, you can do it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because you actually, it helps you to, the system will tell you. Okay, the system will tell you it's potentially expenses, potential income.
Yes.
You may, even if you might not know, they will tell you, oh, see, this is there. So that is something which is, and also Nowadays we got all small apps there where you can actually store your income, or that will help you to. Especially, you should be careful. Nowadays, the last 2 years, it was which the clients came to me. They have issues with the cryptocurrency.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cryptocurrency share trading. Some of them doesn't trade. So that's a tip I wanted to tell you, because we make sure that you declare it,
Yes.
because data is increasingly tracking it.
Correct. Yes.
So
Yes.
so I would recommend you to, even if you are spending, use a single account.
And then you can keep a track of it easily.
Yeah, and use this app. So I'll tell you that way everything is in there. The system will pick it up, then can help you. That's something I can.
Thanks. That's good tip. Good tip. So find a tool that will help keep track of your
Yeah.
income expense. That will help you save a
Yeah.
lot of money and systematically do.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good. For the benefit of our listeners,
Yeah.
obviously MyGigsters is connected to
Yes.
the total
Yes.
and the entire team. You've been very supportive in our journey till date.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious. What do you see in this partnership with MyGigsters?
See, I'll tell you that I think I have already mentioned it. The benefit is one thing I save on that time. Okay, when an app like this works, say for example, even my clients, existing clients, which I used to take 30 minutes to do, I might be able to do it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes the job, and the rest of the time I can utilize for business advisory or tax planning. This the second point I would trying to point out is, like, see, economy of scale. You are there, it can grow into all Australia or all over the world. From my point of view, I'm getting more clients.
Yes.
And I'm more efficient. It's more efficiency there. It's sitting from in my office on my phone or my laptop. I'll be able to see all my clients. It's because of the cloud-based thing.
Yes.
Anywhere in the world I can sit, and I can cater to the client's requirement. So that are the two basic things I think thing which prompted me to join you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And for our folks listening to this episode, if you want to connect with Saki, head on to thetotal.com.au. He's a really approachable person and he's got a fantastic team all across Australia. He's got offices in Melbourne, Sydney, so you can directly go visit them. We have a bunch of really good people to help you out with any of the services that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just taxes, he's
Yeah.
got a supermarket of service and he'll be happy to help you. But to summarize this episode in one line, I think the key is if you want to be really financially good, it's not about how good you are, it's about having a really good accountant.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You should need an accountant.
You should need an accountant. Is that so? But use the accountant for the right purpose.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
also there. Yeah, definitely. But you need an accountant.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No.
I really enjoy having this conversation
Yeah.
with you and also this partnership with you. We hope to empower not just the total and the company, but also other accountants in the industry. So very much privileged to do that. Big thanks from the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And for our folks, if you want to listen more episodes, you will find it in your own podcast channel, whether it's Apple or Spotify, and you can go and stream all other episodes. And stay tuned, we've got more episodes coming soon. And if you want to check us out, head on to mygigsters.com.au and be part of the community and say hi, and we'd love to meet you and have a chat with you. Until then, this is me, Benjamin, signing off, and Saki.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invite. I really enjoyed.
All right. Thank you super. Bye bye.
Bye bye.